Hey guys, it's Zoe,
And this is Chloe.
and welcome to the second episode of Where We Aren't Lying.
Yep, and in this episode we are going to explore our interesting choices.
Questionable is a good word to use too.
Of love interests. I
Yeah.
guess you could say they were.
Yeah, I mean, you read the title, you saw some of the options that are already there.
Mm-hmm.
We're just gonna get into it because it's one of those things where I might as well just say buckle up, like I said before, and get your popcorn and your drink because the tea we're going to spill.
Oh yeah.
She's hot.
Steamy hot.
Steamy. So get ready.
Ooh.
Disclaimer, if you know me, no you don't. Mom and Dad, I'm sorry. I know this is going to be so disappointing when you hear the current preference I've got going on. And if you know who I'm talking about, no, you do not.
Absolutely not.
No. All I can say is that my preferences are strange.
Preferences in general are just a very odd thing.
They are. And are they wrong or are they right?
Yeah.
That's a whole different like psychology, physiology situation. But when it comes to us,
we've discovered that, it's
they're all across the board.
They're all across the board. We're not very picky with our men,
but we are. We are and we aren't in certain respects.
Okay, we're more pickier with men than we are girls.
That's
true.
Sure.
There we go.
True.
Because if you know me, I've liked girls most of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very new to me to like men. So.
And I am the exact opposite. I've liked men my whole life, and more recently came in touch with the fact that women are really pretty and good, beautiful people. And I just love I support women's rights and wrongs. Didn't know about that. I didn't know that about myself until like 2020.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. Preferences are super weird. For me, I've just never really been picky. But the men that I have settled for haven't been all too great. So,
and it's not a bad thing in the sense it gives you experiences to tell my kids, your kids, if that's what you do. I know that I'm having them, not currently, I'm not pregnant.
I'm going to be a cool aunt.
You are going to be the cool aunt to my children.
I'm going to be a cool aunt, man.
So these are stories you get to tell your nieces and nephews about, hey, be careful, that's what could happen, but like, hey, it was kind of funny. And it's things you get to, look back on and be like, wow, I learned a lot in this season. It might not have been like the most jolly of seasons. It was kind of cold, but like I had a sweater on. But you look back and go, damn.
Yeah, you live and you learn. And that's something that Zoe and I can probably say that we have done.
Yeah.
And that's what we're still doing.
Exactly.
Like with Zoe's preference.
We're gonna get there. So backstory to my preferences, I've always been grown up in the Orange County lands, so my eye always led to the white folk. I only ever saw white folk because I lived in white land.
Makes sense.
That's just how it works. So I, from a very young age, was like, dang, Chris Evans, men that look like Chris Evans, men that are Chris Evans. So attractive.
Flawless.
If you've known me my whole life, you know that I've had a type. It's just...
Which is, okay, that's another thing. I want to
speak on it.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get why Chris Evans is attractive. I don't get why Chris Hemsworth is attractive.
Oh, Lord.
I'm not going to lie, though. Like, the only white guy I think I've ever been... You just had to bring him up.
I love Pete Davidson.
Okay, Zoe and I, that's that's a weird preference that we can both agree upon, because usually we do not agree upon our preferences.
We never think the same men are same.
Yeah, like, okay, we have our preferences and we like agree that they're weird, but it's like
a mutual respect of like, okay,
yeah, like, polar opposite, like total weird other side of the spectrum.
I'm never gonna take your man.
No, exactly. But the one thing that we can agree on is like hyena cute, like street rat. If you're looking like you're dirty and greasy, all of a sudden we're just like, we got like the hots for you.
I'm in love with Pete Davidson, and so is Chloe, and that's just how the flow goes.
He's great.
He is.
Other than him,
Chloe doesn't get my preferences.
Ryan Gosling.
Ew.
Nope. Ryan.
See, and that's where it is.
Okay, I watched Blade Runner 2049 or 2048. I forget which one
Fake
it is.
fan.
I know. But, Ryan Gosling made me stay. Okay. And he's still he's the reason why that's one of my favorite movies.
And that's why you could watch The Gray Man, because it had Ryan Gosling. But I watched it for Chris Evans.
Chris Evans!
That's just how we work, okay?
See? And we can just sit through it and be both jolly about it.
And supportive of each other's choices, but confused all at the same time.
Exactly.
But like I was saying, my choices have been consistent forever. I liked athletes, musicians. Shut up! Don't say it. I don't want to hear it. And then I moved abroad. I got to see different people. My preferences kind of broadened. Yeah, there's still people that I'm realizing that I'm like, wait, you were kind of cute. Why am I feeling that way? And I think it was just because I saw options. Because where I was from, there were no options.
Yeah.
And as my world got bigger, my options got more bigger. And then I moved. As we all know, I live in a small town, and so my options, slim pickings is a big, big term. And it is accurate to my life. And I came to a realization, and this is where the disclaimer and the title come in. I didn't know this about myself until I noticed this about myself. I can't speak because I'm nervous to say. Why are countrymen attractive? And why do I want to wear a cowboy hat? Why do I want to get in your truck and shut up, leave me alone. You're a hater and I don't want to hear it. I don't know what it is about men in trucks and cowboy hats that have just made my little heart flutter. I would have never said this. Ever in my life.
You know what?
Ever. My family is a country music hater. And I was raised in a country hating family. We don't like it unless it's Johnny Cash. And living in this stupid cute town, here we are now. And
okay. Yeah. I'm actually gonna defend you here.
Oh, what?
I know, right?
Who are you? I don't know
right.
Where
wow.
you put my friend?
I'm actually defending your preference for once, but
I'm gonna pee myself. This is crazy.
Yeah. You know, living in this town where there's nothing but countrymen, low country boys out here with their stupid gallons and their stupid little boots that go line dancing every Wednesday night, or to the VFW to teach the women how to.
They do that too.
Line dance.
Or the Savannahs where they wear suits.
Where they wear suits with their stupid flower freaking necklaces.
Ew. We're not going to talk about that weird Shark Tank man. I don't like him. He's
another story. He's another story. We'll talk about him in another episode. Yeah. That's a future episode. But anyway, I will say that there's not any flavor in this town.
It's bland chicken in this town.
Right.
No seasoning.
I haven't made better choices, but then again, I haven't really liked any men in this town.
That's true. That's also fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my most. Yeah.
I decide to venture out of this town.
Yes, you do.
But I've come to learn that it's not any better. No matter where I go. Most men are trash, and so I'm still trying to find who is kind of quality.
And what we've noticed is the non-trash men are obviously already married and in committed relationships because
they get married young
because they aren't trash.
Right.
A lot of my friends who have really good committed relationships, they have wonderful boyfriends and husbands. But the reason they're already in a relationship is because they're wonderful boyfriends and husbands.
Right.
They're already great dudes.
Yeah, so the women, they're just in the right mind. And they're like, I'm going to snatch you up right now.
We don't find those.
Yeah, so, and Zoe and I being 21 and 22.
Yeah.
Our options are starting to become fewer.
Lacking.
Yeah. Especially since I'm now going to a private Christian university in August.
Ring by spring, baby.
Oh gosh, no. I don't even think that there's going to be any type of option there. No, because they're all going to be married. And they're probably like, when I was 18, I decided to get married as soon as it was my birthday,
That's also true. Yeah.
No, but that's the same thing about the small town. Very conservative.
Yeah.
You see a church every corner that you turn.
True, see.
So they're just like, I'm gonna get married straight out of high school, and that's what I'm gonna do.
Yep.
So it's like, if you're not married, then you're working on the windmills or you go into the military. But you best be married while you're in the military too,
Yeah. That doesn't matter if you are.
You know, that's one thing that we can say that we've never actually liked as a preference.
I have never liked a military man. I stand by that. I will not. It's just not something a girl can do.
No, and it's like we're not bagging on military men.
Speak for yourself.
They're not all bad, but you know, I feel like that's somehow politically incorrect to me to say.
I can say that I'm backing on military men with no shame and without any feelings.
From what I've observed.
Yes, that's why I back.
Yeah.
From what I've observed, from what I've heard, from what I've heard from friends who have done the military man thing.
All too grand, you know, and their marriages don't last long.
Which is so sad.
Very sad.
And maybe we're just not talking to the right military men or hearing from the right military ex-wives and ex-girlfriends.
Perhaps.
But the track seems to run the same.
Yeah.
That is all I have to say.
You know, but we salute y'all for your service.
Thanks for putting on the camo.
Yeah, you guys do a lot, and that's
shout out to the gun holders.
Unfortunately, what leads to y'all being crazy as spouses.
Yeah,
anyway,
been through it.
Moving on. Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm still discovering what type of men I like. Mm-hmm. Especially since this is still new to me.
Yeah.
For context, yes, when I was younger, I thought I was gay. So I liked a lot of girls, obviously. And also I am Christian. So when I was 15, I accepted Christ completely. And so I was kind of like, all right, yeah, I'm just not going to date girls anymore. Did that stop me from liking them? No, but that's the difference, you know?
You're just not acting in the choices.
Exactly. Yeah. So I've made the decision that, like, I'm just not going to date girls or try to pursue them. There were a couple times where I still did, and it didn't end well. But, yeah, my choices in women have never, ever been picky. I was just like, if you're a girl,
yes,
I'm going to like you. So,
because women are just women, and oh, God, don't get me started. I'll get there.
Yeah, but, like, I think that's what makes my liking towards men a lot more meaningful, though.
Because you're more like...
Because, like, it's not just about outer appearance. It's not just because, like, their gender or anything. It doesn't have anything to do with that. It's all about personality-based for me. And I try to take time with it, too. Because, like, my first relationship wasn't until I was 20.
Yep.
And before I even dated him, it took me 8 months to actually like this guy. Because I just wasn't attracted to him whatsoever.
You told him it was never going to happen, too.
I told him it was never going to happen.
You said negative ghostwriter.
What do you know? 8 months later,
it happened.
Very much did happen. And
very, very much is not happening now.
Quite the ride for 6 months. But yeah.
Roller coaster.
You know, I had a lot to learn from that. I thought he had a great personality. But look at that. I'm still learning.
Look at the time.
I'm still living and I'm still learning.
Speak on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's why the title is Punk Guys and Country Boys, because you know, I haven't made the best decisions. The punk scene's very interesting out in Fresno. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
You know, where they think that taking you to Denny's is a great date night dinner place.
That's sexy, steamy, if they say. Some good pancakes. Damn.
Yeah, and there were a lot of mosh pits under traffic bridges.
Yeah, freeway
on
ramps.
Yep,
overpasses, if you will.
Those were fun, though. I do still miss those. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, so the experiences that were good, and the ones that weren't.
Yeah, and you know what I can take from it the most is that if you get in a guy's car, ladies, and you smell black ice, just know that immediately he's gonna be a douchebag. He's gonna be a douchebag. Don't just run. Be like, you know what? I think we're done here. Don't even explain why.
You could also be like, I think I have explosive diarrhea.
If you're Zoe, then you can go with that. You know,
because it's accurate.
But yeah, you don't even have to explain yourself. No, you know, just know that you're saving yourself from a lot of world of hurt and trouble. Yeah, that is my experience right there.
Yeah, with me, like I said, I grew up liking all the boys. Played softball a lot, and there's a lot of things I realized as I got older that I look back on and go, you had a crush on her, Zoe, and that's okay. I had a friend in high school, and they were like, hey, are you gay? And I was like, no, I like boys. And they're like, you can like girls too and still like boys. And I was like, no, I like boys. And I was like pretty adamant. I also had a lot of like internalized homophobia growing up in the church.
Oh yeah, especially growing up in the church.
Yeah, because I'm a pastor's kid. And that was really frowned upon depending on who you spoke to. Speaking to my family, it was not frowned upon. Speaking to other people's families, it was. So I had a really mixed signal growing up. I had really close friends who came out, and I was like, awesome, that's so cool. Like, I didn't care. Like, it wasn't like I was offended or frustrated. And I was like, that's awesome for you. That's not me. I am not her. I am not I am not bitches. I am not her. And I was just like, she's pretty, but like, I was like, for a girl, that's it. Like, I was very, very quick to shut it down. And as I got older and watched movies, and like I said in the previous episode I mentioned, I came out in the beach to my friends. Kristen Stewart pulled up as Sabina in what's the movie called? I'm blanking because I'm getting flustered. Charlie's Angels. Oh, shut up. She's making fun of my love for Bella. Where the hell have you been, Loca?
I don't get it. But again, that's just difference between
difference in preference right there.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Yeah, it means that I will never take your person and you will never take mine.
Amen.
Unless it's Pete Davidson.
Oh.
Then we're gonna have to fight. Yeah. We're gonna fight.
That's a fight to the death.
Death right there.
Tooth and nail, man.
But yeah,
he's just so fun. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I don't blame you for getting overwhelmed about it. Sorry, Pete. But yeah, I kind of was laying in my bed. I had an epiphany, and I just started crying because I didn't know what to feel. I got really overwhelmed. I didn't know who I could tell. I didn't know who was gonna hate on me and judge me. I didn't know where Chloe stood at that point because we weren't friends really yet.
Yeah, we were just like learning about each other. Yeah.
When I realized, I told you like 3 months later. So I didn't know you well enough. I didn't know about your Instagram post. I didn't know about all the things that you had done.
Yeah.
To speak about it.
Right.
And I was like, I don't know today.
Yeah, because this is like a frequent topic I actually talk about a lot at RD Marie on Instagram if you want to give that a follow.
Okay, plug. Say shameless plug.
Self-insert.
And I had talked to my parents about like, how do you feel about my friends who are like a part of the community? And they were super supportive. And I thought, well, they're supportive of my friends. Does that mean they're going to be supportive of me? And this whole thing. We could talk about that later though. But I remember I realized, and I watched the movie twice to make sure. I said, if I get the fluttery feelings again, it's because she's hot and I think she's beautiful and I find her very attractive. And maybe it was just because I was tired. No, I watched it again. I got the same fluttery feelings. And that's when I broke down crying. Because I just had the revelation. And I texted one of my friends. I was like, I think that I had a whole meltdown.
It's so sad to me that like growing up in the church, it makes that seem like such an alien, foreign concept of a feeling to like feel. But it doesn't warn us about like these trashy guys that we do go out and date or that we do go out and like give a shot to.
That's kind of weird.
No, honestly.
It messed up a little bit too.
It really is because it's like I could have known better about some of the certain men I was talking to.
It's like they make you feel bad for wanting to like a girl, but not for liking a crappy guy.
Right, exactly.
Horribly. It's like, oh, just go date a guy.
As long as he's a straight man.
And he's not abusing you.
You're in the clear.
You're in the clear. It's like, well, what if he's a straight man and I'm being literally harmed?
Right.
Well, it's better than being gay. It's like, no, it's not. I'd rather do way other things. I'd rather have 4 wives.
Right, and it's like the amount of people that like came to the defense of certain guys that I did talk to and I was like trying to seek help from or away from.
Yeah.
It's kind of alarming.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like, oh man, I really wish I had that support system. Gee, I wonder what that's like.
Yeah. And I remember finally saying things out loud to my parents.
Yeah.
And they were super supportive and understanding and very like, well, you know, like we want you to be in a committed relationship regardless. We don't want you to like make bad choices, but like committed relationship is all we want for you. We don't care with who. And so different to Chloe, where she's not in the space where she's gonna like, what would you say? I don't want to put words in your mouth.
I say that I'm like same-sex attracted. I don't actually claim that I'm like bisexual. So if people were to ask me, I would just be like, yeah, I'm bi. But if I were to get into it, I'd be like, well, this is actually what I'm doing right now. I'm not actually like dating girls, even though I'm into girls, you know.
Right. So,
but that's just my difference of perspective and how I've been convicted by Christ compared to Zoe.
Yeah. And that doesn't make it any like less like valid or any
it's just like
how we both are approaching the situation, I guess.
No, exactly. It's just our difference in our walk, in our faith, you know.
Whereas like she might feel convicted, I don't.
Right.
Which this whole podcast has taken a full turn to like feeling our feelings.
Oh, dude, I knew it was going to.
You said it was, and I
bro. As soon as we talked about preferences and whatnot, I was like, well, we're gonna have to get into it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I told my parents, they were super supportive, and I haven't dated a girl or a guy. I haven't dated a person, period. But that doesn't mean like my, likes, the crushes that I had that were like full body crushes where I really felt them. Mm-hmm. Those like heartbreaks weren't real, and no one talks about crush heartbreak.
Right.
It's like there's songs that like my boyfriend left me and I'm sad. There's no like I liked you so hard and you led me on and you actually just
cool. Those matter just as much. Yeah. And like those you have to learn from.
And for me, from my experience, they kind of hurt really bad. More. Because there was no relationship there, but you felt all of those feelings. Like, I was in love with somebody who thought I was just really cool. And it broke my heart.
Right.
And I've also liked people for the sake of the fact that they gave me attention. And I want to talk about that for 4 seconds. Just for 4.
Go for it.
This guy was awful. He was terrible. Our friendship was really weird until it wasn't. We had a really good relationship until I realized he was not the person to be friends with. And he gave me a lot of attention. It was really flirty. And it was just very interesting looking back on it.
Oh, yeah.
And just telling you things that happened in that friendship where I'm like, I look back and I'm like, if you were to just put a title over that friendship, what it really felt like, dude, this was weird. It was like a situationship to like an extreme that I can't even explain. Yeah. And I fully disregarded my emotions and my feelings because he gave me attention. Mm-hmm. I fully disregarded like the disrespect I was receiving.
But as long as you were receiving some type of attention, right?
Yeah. I was so like, well, he's like kind of flirting with me and kind of like responds to my texts like really quick. Mm-hmm. And it was all these things that I had wanted and like hoped for and like all the things you read in like fan fictions and books and movies and things. I was so excited.
Oh, my Wattpad.
All of the Wattpad and all of that crap. I was so excited. And it was awful. Looking back, I was like fully just being like blatantly like hurt.
No, and like what's up with that? Like stuff that we like think is like romantic actually is really toxic.
Enemies to lovers? What? No, he's a terrible guy.
Yeah, no, that just doesn't suddenly make him a great guy. All because
he degrades you and teach you like actual crap. That's hot. I mean, sure, but no, like. I don't know. It's
treat me like I'm under you. Yes.
Treat me like I'm not worthy of any respect.
Yes.
And for some reason,
to you. That's totally not feeding into,
misogyny. But no, it's
goodness.
There's certain things that I think, like, you could have this thing you're into and that thing you're into, and that's fine until it becomes like treating you as a human being like garbage. Mm-hmm. And it's like, are you doing that because you think that's okay? Like, you're so worthy of, like, being treated well. Mm-hmm. And still getting all the goofy stuff.
No, honestly, and it's like, we need, especially as, like, the church, if we're gonna preach on it, then we might as well preach that, like, hey, this is how God sees you, so he best be seeing you the same way.
Period.
You know?
God doesn't treat you like crap. Why should a man? Or a woman? Exactly. Or a person, period.
It's like, why are we still teaching that, like, men have to lead women? Like,
don't tell me what to do. I will slap you silly.
Equal partnership, bro.
Yeah, it's what it's called. It's a partnership. Like, your partner, regardless of who, should treat you properly.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's Is there anything else you want to add to this slowly got serious topic? Went from me giving a disclaimer to the fact that I like countrymen to being like literal like TED Talk.
I've realized about myself, liking girls and guys, that I really like musicians.
She do.
And currently where I'm at.
Let's get in that. Come on, current. Come on, current update.
Oh boy.
As of December 7th.
Oh man, I just don't know if that's ever gonna stop.
That's fine.
What can I say? Like, but man, it's like wherever I go, whether it's in Fresno, San Diego,
Tehachapi,
Sacramento,
Modesto,
they all end in O's.
Modesto, Mendocino. All
yeah. It just, I don't know if it gets any better.
We'll find out.
We'll see though.
We'll see though.
We shall see.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is like my one weakness right there. But it's so funny because like
play me a guitar.
Ooh. You just had to.
Sorry.
Oh, it's always the guitarist too. It's always
the drummers.
Something about it's a true statement though. Like girls with short hair and guys with long hair. But anyway, guys with long hair that play guitar. Oh baby, you know I'm on it.
I'm sorry,
I'm really getting into it now. But man, okay, no. Despite that, I've liked some ugly men. I'm not gonna lie, I've liked some ugly men. But they were nice, I thought. So it's not about looks for me.
No.
Clearly, like I said at the beginning.
No.
But that's just my downfall right there. If you strum it, then I'm gonna probably
love you.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, I'm sorry. I just remembered because this is where I was actually going post breakup.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, post breakup when I was like really down in the dumps about it and whatnot. And I was like, I thought he was the one. We were gonna get married and whatnot. Dang, my voice just now. But when I was like going through it, I even thought to myself, and I don't know why I thought that this was such a deep, dark thought, but I was like, watching me end up with someone who's in the sports.
No, you did not.
Yes, I literally cried in the shower about this before.
Cried about a sport.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna end up with someone who's in the sports.
How awful could that be?
I know, and I'm like,
me wanting to be an NFL wife.
No, and it's like a year later. I'm like, that's not bad.
It could be worse.
I end up with whoever I end up with.
That right there.
Yeah, and it's like, God will work it out. If it's meant to. Okay, that's another thing I want to kind of end this on is that if it's meant to be, it'll be. And you just got to make sure that other person is 100% certain of you.
Ooh.
Yeah, because like you can be 100% certain of them all you want, but they have to be just as committed and they have to keep giving back to you equally.
Speak on it.
Okay, go Zoe.
Go Zoe. So as of my
spotlight is yours.
Thank you. I'll take it. I'm a Leo. What can I say? I love it. No, but as of my December 7th update, I am currently just letting the boys come to my yard and filtering them out. The song says milkshakes bring all the boys to the yard, and they do come to the yard if you have milkshakes. See that as you will, read into that as you will, but like it's true. Like if I'm just being open to the reality of people coming to my yard.
They do in fact
come to my yard. They don't have to stay very long.
No,
and they don't have to be permanent in my yard. But they come to my yard. And I think I'm just in a season of being very bold. If I think you're cool, I'm gonna like not maybe make it profoundly known, but I'm gonna like hint at it and like talk to you and like maybe I'll flirt with you. I don't know, I'm feeling crazy. But yeah, I think I'm just in a season of just figuring that out. And I hate the word season. It's so Christian. It's not a people movement. In a season of singleness.
The Christianese is really
Christianizing.
We're really fluent in it.
Yeah, gross. I know. I hate it.
No, but honestly, it's like it's just good to vibe right now and just kind of like feel things out. Don't settle for anyone quite yet.
I'm sussing the vibes out hard.
Yeah.
And the vibes that I'm aware of are vibing back and forth.
Are that their country?
I don't like you right now. She's calling me out, folks. You know what? Country. We might have to change the title to Country Boys and Athletes.
Oh.
I want that for me. I don't know if I want that for you, but I want that for me. I want an NFL lifestyle. I want to be an NFL wife.
Watch me. It's gonna be the sportsy and musician.
That's
time?
hot. I want that for us. Never mind. Plot twist. We're the country people.
Okay. All right.
Title change. No, but yeah. I think that's a pretty good spot to end it on.
Yeah.
It'll be what happens, and be happy for what you got.
Yeah. So thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll catch you in the next episode.
Catch you on the flip, y'all.
Be careful, y'all.
Love is real. And it'll get you.
It ain't dead yet.